Welcome back to Late Night. We're here with Amy Adams. Before we move on, I have read that you pick up hobbies and maybe drop them fairly quickly. This was a time that a lot of people were at least trying new things. Was there anything that stuck?
No, but I did pick up a lot of hobbies. They just didn't stick. I'm a big fan of string instruments, apparently. I tried the ukulele, the mandolin. My husband got me this beautiful cello for Christmas a couple years ago. Can't play the cello. Still haven't tried to play the cello. I did try the ukulele. I tried to learn Party Favor by Billie Eilish.
Uh-huh.
And my daughter was like, yeah, you can't. You're not allowed to sing Billie Eilish.
I will say the order seems to be ukulele first, not cello first. That seems to be an incredibly ambitious present to buy somebody.
I love the sound of the cello, and I think, he was being kind and supporting my love of string instruments that I can't play.
Yeah, that's definitely, it sounds like something you return and you're like, do you have like CDs where people play cello that I could just put on?
Funny thing is, I still believe I'm going to learn all of this, Seth. I still really believe that I'm going to be proficient at string instruments. I don't know why.
I like that. I think we need more sort of self-belief like that. So I'm going to jump on board as well. And let's set a time. Let's say 3 years from now, you'll come on the show and do cello for us.
Okay. I can play like 7 chords on the guitar right now. So hopefully, maybe I'll just learn those 7 notes on the cello and we can come up with a song or something.
That sounds like a plan. Hey, so Hillbilly Elegy is this book by J.D. Vance, and it's sort of his personal history. And he was involved in the making of this film, and as was his mother. What does it have? I imagine it must have an extra sense of responsibility when you play a real person who's also nearby.
Yeah, absolutely. She came to set a couple of times. Luckily, through some of the scenes that weren't as heavy. That would have been really hard to film. I have a really huge sense of responsibility in playing somebody that's out there, and I know she's going to be watching this. But she was incredibly courageous, and she's doing really well, so that helps. But it's intimidating. Everything about it, like coming up with the look. She was going through a really hard time too in the film. So again, I'm just really grateful for her participation.
And you got to co-star with Glenn Close, and there's obviously a lot of hair and makeup and wardrobe in this film that makes you both look very different from how we're used to seeing you. But at the end of the film, it shows, the wardrobe department, the makeup department, the hair department did an incredible job. You guys really hit the target.
Thank you. Glenn, when you see the picture of Glenn and Mama, it is uncanny. They look so similar, and their mannerisms and everything. She just nailed it. She's amazing. I loved working with her and getting to know her. She's a wonderful woman. I
moved from a few years ago, and it was heartbreaking because I used to live in the same apartment building in New York as Glenn Close, and seeing Glenn on the elevator was just the jackpot of jackpots. Did you know her particularly well before you started doing the film?
I didn't know her very well. We were really lucky because we got to stay in this bed and breakfast when we were shooting in Clayton, Georgia. I have the mug from it here, which I've been drinking water from. It's like my favorite mug.
That's a beautiful mug.
Thank you. Yeah, I think so too. It's from the Beechwood Bed and Breakfast. It's and then there's like a wine. They have wine there too. So we would sit and have wine and have coffee and.
It's very natural. You can tell by the way you're drinking from it that it's not your first sip of anything from it.
This is why I was never good at commercials, Seth. It's like there's things we're just not good at. I'm bad with props.
Yeah. It's true. I think with you, especially in a commercial, in my early days, I had a few commercial auditions, and when they put a prop in the mix, I'm not a good actor to begin with, but it really cut my talent in half.
Oh, I'm bad with props on set. Every time they're like, okay, so you're going to walk in, you're going to drop off your purse, and you're going to dump it. I'm like, ooh, okay, how much time do we have today?
Do you because I think some actors really like to eat in scenes because I think that takes them out of their head. Are you a good a eating actor?
Horrible.
Really?
I don't know if I just have a dry mouth, but I just always end up with I can't get the food ratio. And it always ends up getting in the way of the dialogue. And I just really bad at that. I've seen people who are really good eaters. I've worked with a couple.
Yeah, I feel like Brad Pitt could do a TED Talk on how to eat and act at the same time. Or one of those American Master series. I think that I would watch that.
Yeah, you know how they teach stagecraft where you learn how to fight on stage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a really important one, I think. That
Yeah,
I
because like when Brad Pitt's eating like a sandwich in a scene, you just never worry that he's going to spit lettuce on anybody. He
no,
seems very in control of it.
if I'm eating, you're just sure you're like, I'm not sure where this ends up, but it's not good.
I will say, I've seen films with you where you start to eat, I just turn it off. Films
I
I'm
think
enjoying.
I'm trying to think if there's films. I ate Julie and Julia. She eats a lot, but Chris Messina was a master eater in that. So
That's a lot. That's a lot of pressure. I mean, once again, like this proves that you can play a stringed instrument if you could get through a whole film where you had to eat that much.
if I could just put my mind to it, yeah.
It is always so lovely to see you. I wish you and your family a very happy Thanksgiving, and thanks as always for making time for us, Amy.
You as well. Be well.